standing now with Phil Parsons. And you know,
big time wreck on the back straightaway.
Everything is blocked. Earnhardt Jr., you've got the 4 is Dennis Setzer. You've got Matt Hutter in the 36. 32 is Jason Jarrett.
Randy LaJoie still trying to get going. He knows if he can get back around, he'll stay on the lead lap here, and I believe he's going to do it.
And Andy Santerre was also in that mess.
A lot of damage to Randy's car, but he did stay on the lead lap there, so that was a good break for him, but a bad break for a lot of cars there. There you see the 17 car, a lot of damage there on the front end of him.
Matt Hutter there, the 36, first time here. There's Earnhardt Jr. There's Andy Santerre in the 47. We have had a swap in the lead. Berrier did come back to the stripe, and there's old Mike McLaughlin.
Mike McLaughlin, that's the good side of the car. It's torn up twice as bad on the right side as he come by the front grandstand.
This is the suspension camera underneath the Stanley Tools machine for Matt Hutter. You can just see the smoke bubbling out there, Larry. What exactly are we looking at?
Well, we're looking at the rear suspension here. You see the rear sway bar that has Stanley wrote on it right there. And again, I think a lot of the cars maybe that's running that rear sway bar, it's kind of a culprit there because that will make a car very loose up off the corner. It'll help it turn through the center, but it definitely will make it loose off the corner. There you see he's made a stop in the pits, and they're evaluating the damage. And Steve Burns, what can you tell us about Dennis Setzer's damage?
Well, I can tell you it's in bad shape, Larry. The left front end is pushed in severely. They're pushing him into his pit stall. Remember, Dennis Setzer won here in 1994. He's filling in for the injured Jeff Purvis today. They're not moving. Crew Chief Johnny Allen looking at the team. They're not moving real fast right now, which is a bad sign. Heavy damage to Dennis Setzer. Let's go to Glenn Jarrett.
And we've moved down here into Mike McLaughlin's pits. We're looking at the car. There's a lot of damage. They're working on the right front of the car in particular right now, and the left front. He's got oil. There's an oil line loose. There's a lot of oil off the car. Elliott Sadler comes in. There's oil everywhere on the left front tire. I don't think they're going to be able to get this car back out there, guys. There's a big mess down here. Dale Earnhardt comes in. He's got big damage to the left front. He's reporting that the car is overheating. He's afraid that he may have ruptured the radiator and it lost the water. He's knocked the toe end out on the car, so they got a lot of work to do as well. Elliott Sadler being pushed backwards and nearly collides with Tracy Leslie. He's coming by. Elliott's car is stalled. They're going to have to push it off. So, wow, wholesale damage and action down here.
You know, the big problem here when you have damage and you're on pit road, you have to maintain 30 miles an hour, and you don't have time to work on your race car. The time you're working on it, the pace car's there, and you got to get out on the racetrack again to keep them going a lap down.
Let's take a look at what happened now from a number of different angles. This is the backstretch.
This is off of turn 2, coming down the backstretch. There you see the 36 car already sideways. Mike Coe just evading damage all the way down in the infield. There you see the 3 car, Dale Earnhardt Jr. sideways. There you see the 4 car, Dennis Setzer.
Shane Hall, the 85, also involved.
This is right with Matt Hutter. He gets in from behind. You see him going around, smoke flying everywhere, being collected by other cars there. You can see the 4 there, Dennis Setzer up against the wall, Andy Santerre in the 47.
And there you see that Lance Snacks machine that is going to be going back behind the wall for repairs, if at all possible. Ed Berrier is the race leader. We're back to Hickory in a moment. Here's Randy LaJoie coming down pit road. You see that sheet metal extending out of the right front of his automobile? Here's how it happened.
This is over in turn 2 right here. There you see is to the inside of Ed Berrier.
Robert Pressley gets in the back of the 59 car. That's when he did all the damage. You could see it pull that valance away from the front of that car.
Now, they were taking a close look at it to see if it was going to be flapping around or what. But, Glenn, they obviously have had to pull that sheet metal off and tape it down.
Absolutely, Eli. NASCAR made them come back in. They told him if that thing was flapping when the race restarted, they were going to pull him in. And so he's had to come in and go ahead and did it under caution now. He's still on the lead lap. Dale Jr., in the meantime, I told you he had a heating problem. Once they brought him in, got all the sheet metal pulled off of it, that part of it's okay. However, the car is towed way out, so he's got a real problem. Here's Steve.
Glenn, our hometown heroes aren't faring too well. Andy Houston's already had a problem. Now Dennis Setzer sits inside the retaining wall on pit road. They've taken the hood off, almost all the sheet metal on the front. They're going to try and change the radiator to get him back out. And also Jason Jarrett has been on pit road repeatedly. His damage is cosmetic, but I believe he's lost a lap.
Welcome back, everybody. You know, we all know that Buddy Baker is independently wealthy, but even so, even Buddy would love to have the Speedy Dry concession here today. Glenn, where's all this oil coming from that they're putting the Speedy Dry down for?
Well, guys, remember when I told you about Mike McLaughlin and all the oil I saw? Well, I just saw 5 empty quart bottles of oil down here in his can. That's how much oil he has dropped on the racetrack and in the pit. That's where it's all coming from. They're still working over here off of turn 2 where Mike got in that wreck, so it burst an oil line or a cooler or something. But it's a big, big mess down here. Most of the guys are cleaning up the mess that's made right now, not even worried about their cars. Steve?